Hey guys, welcome back to another week here with us at the Handy Creators.
Thank you so much for joining us on another DIY project. For those of you that are new here, my name is Jesus, this is my wife Adriana, and we are your typical husband and wife DIYers who love to show you that if we can do something, so can you. For the last few weeks, we have been in the middle of a repurposed wood series, but this week we're going to be giving you something a little bit different than our usual, I would say. You want to tell them all about it?
If you guys have been here for a while now, you know that if we're not here,
We're at your parents' house.
yeah. So in this week's video, we will be upgrading my parents' home. How will we be doing that? We will be installing vinyl flooring in their 60s home. If you've been here for a while now, you know that we have already installed vinyl floor, so this is actually not our first time doing it. Even though we don't consider ourselves professional, we do feel like we've got it down pat. Every project comes with its own challenges and its own hiccups. So we're excited to see what today's are going to be. In today's video, we will be showing you how to install these vinyl floorings that we've gotten. The ones we purchased back then are a completely different system than these now.
And we thought that we'd give you basically what we've learned through trial and error. What are the 6 biggest things that you need to know when installing vinyl floor and when you're considering if this is even an option for you. Let's grab our gear and head on over there and get started on this install.
We're packing loading.
I think we're ready to go.
We're equipped with everything that we'll need. Are you ready to go? Do we take your bed? I think she approves.
Let's go.
So it's been around 10 minutes since we started. Actually, no, I'm exaggerating. We've been here for like 30 minutes or so. And we already encountered our first hiccup. But again, that's totally normal. It happens when you're doing anything in your house. No task is ever really easy. Since my parents purchased this house, we always thought like, oh my gosh, they did a little small frame on it. It's so weird, you know, that's not very common. The first step to any floor installation inside your home is always take off the trim. We started here taking off the trim, and you guys, if you guys see here, when we start cutting off the trim, it's actually under the floor, under the tile. We are going to have to pretty much cut here, break off the top part, then make sure that we get a completely even flush finish on the floor before installing the actual vinyl. I'm gonna start getting a utility knife, cutting the top off so I can take off the paint and all that. And the guys went to get a tool to cut the bottom, and hopefully we can surpass this first hiccup easily and without any more complications.
When removing the baseboards, you want to make sure to use a utility knife to go ahead and clean that edge up. If not, it will remove the paint once you remove the actual baseboard. We used an oscillating tool to cut the baseboard at the height of the tile. That way it was going to be easier to remove. Now this step is completely unnecessary if your baseboards have been installed correctly, but since these were not, we had to have this additional step. We started off by cutting that flush to the tile and then used a crowbar and a hammer to remove the baseboards that was sticking out from the tile. We repeated the step along the entirety of the floor and ensured that Bailey was having a good time. Before installing any type of vinyl or new flooring, you want to make sure that the existing floor is nice and clean of any debris. And yes, you want to make sure to take your time and remove anything from any of the crevices. If not, this can cause a crack further down the road. And make sure to have fun while you're doing these installs. That's what it's all about.
Okay, so with the whole area prepped, meaning trim removed, nails removed, everything completely dust free, it's time to point out the first thing you need to look out for when you are going to install vinyl floor. You want to make sure that when installing it, you are installing the planks in the direction of the light. Meaning, in this house, we have a big window right here, as well as another large sliding glass door in the back. And because of this, we will be installing the planks in the direction in which the light flows naturally. This will not only make your space look larger, but it is also a very nice aesthetic way of installing these planks. If your house has windows in every direction, then you have the option of choosing whether you want to install them this way or going this way. There's many different patterns out there for installing these, but this part of the installation is the same regardless. The second thing you need to take into consideration when deciding if you want to install vinyl flooring is what type of vinyl you will be purchasing. So when you go to your local hardware store or your local flooring store, you're gonna see that there's two different types of vinyl. One is usually the cheaper option, which ranges from 80 cents to $1 or something a square foot. And these types of vinyl do not have underlayment installed. Now, the more expensive one, which usually costs $3 or $4 a square foot, is this type of board, which the benefit of using it is that it has the underlayment already installed. What is the underlayment, you may ask? Well, this ensures that the vinyl is going to be waterproof, meaning that if you're going to use it in the bathroom, a kitchen, or if you accidentally spill water, you don't have to worry about these going bad. Another benefit of using these is that they are more durable, they're going to last you longer, and it's going to make the installation of this vinyl easier. The problem is that when you purchase the cheaper vinyl, you also have to go and purchase a row of underlayment separate and install that prior to installing your vinyl, meaning that the prep work for the installation is going to be a little bit lengthier than if you just spend a few more bucks and purchase a board like this one. We are using the waterproof vinyl plank flooring in the color Obsidian Brown Oak, which we will make sure to link below. And as you have seen, this has made the installation process a lot simpler.
So the third thing that we wanted to mention when taking vinyl flooring into consideration is affordability and time. With vinyl flooring, pretty much all you have to purchase are the actual tiles themselves, and they come ready for install. With other tiles, you have to purchase the tile, mortar, concrete, grout, and any other tools like spacers, levels, and stuff like this to make sure that your floor comes out straight. That links together with time. We fully finished the whole living room, dining space, and kitchen in less than a day. When we come to concrete, there's so much more to take into consideration because you have to mix the concrete, make sure that it's leveled, that your floor is even, and apart from that, curing time. You have to let the actual concrete dry in order to put the grout, and so much more to take into consideration. So with that being said, we love both options. Now, which is the right one for you?
A special thanks to Wagner for sending us their Paint Stick Easy Roller as well as their Smart Edge Roller for us to review in this project. We had heard much about these products online and were dying to test them out. The best thing about these rollers is that they come with a paint reservoir included in the product, which eliminates the need for a paint tray. This allows for an easy setup and a simpler way to paint. All you have to do is set up the tool, add the paint, and then start using the roller on your product by squeezing this nozzle, and then the paint will come out slowly. In this particular project, we used the Smart Edge roller to finish off the baseboards once we had finished installing the floor, and we absolutely love this tool. Not only did it save us hours of taping and masking the floor before actually painting the baseboards, but it also allowed us to get clean, crisp edges at the click of a button. Not only did we use it to paint the actual baseboards, we also used this exact same tool to go ahead and paint the trim around the doors to ensure that it matched with the newly installed baseboards. Both of these products will be linked in the description below, as well as on our Amazon storefront. We were very impressed with the quality of both of these products, and we were obviously not the only ones. Thank you, Wagner, for sending us both of these products. And now let's get back to the video.
Okay guys, so the next thing to take into consideration is the tools that will be needed to do this project. And now with tile, as we spoke previously, there is a lot of things involved, but how about vinyl? We used the laser level to make sure that we were installing the vinyl straight and not to any curve that the house might have had. But again, this applies to any tile that you're installing to make sure you have a straight finish. A tile cutter, in our case, we use, which is different from installing actual tile, is that we actually used our miter saw and our table saw to do this. This specific vinyl, it was too thick to cut with a utility knife. Believe me, we tried, but that's actually a good thing. And other basic tools that you might need to install any flooring. So in other words, was this step even necessary? Yes, because it's so simple that is something you might want to take into consideration when deciding if this floor is the right one. Another important thing to take into consideration is how to care for this. In the days that we live, there are a lot of new technologies out there for these type of floorings, and they have met scratch proof, pet proof, waterproof, and that is a huge benefit for something like this. But if we're talking long term, is it something that really fits into your space? What distinguishes tile from vinyl is, with tile, a lot of us just use the regular cleaning techniques that we know, and there's nothing really to take into consideration when doing so. With vinyl though, there are a lot of things that you do have to take into consideration when cleaning it. What type of broom are you using? What material is it? Is it gonna scratch? How to move your chairs. Can you move your chairs? These are a lot of things to take into consideration. What type of vacuum to use, what type of cleaners, what type of chemicals to use when cleaning your floors. So this is a big important step into picking what type of floor you want to install in your house and how to take care of each. We'll link some videos below that we looked into when purchasing this floor, but I could truly say that there is a lot more involvement in how to take care of vinyl floor versus tile. But if it's not something that really bothers you, then maybe this is the perfect option. And with that, let's talk about the last thing to take into consideration. Is this the right option for you? We installed this floor in my parents' house. My parents are alone, it's just them two at the moment. So there's not a lot of things that they have to worry about. Even with that, this floor has become a little more of the center of attention now. We have to make sure that we raise every furniture we're moving. We have to make sure that when you're getting out of your chair, you don't scooch, because even though this flooring is sold as scratch proof, it does scratch very easily compared to what they've had their whole life, which has been tile. Again, even though we do consider installing this type of flooring fairly easy, it is a lot of labor that you're putting into it and time. So with that, I guess we'll leave this part of the video up to you. What is more worth it? Let us know in the comments below what you prefer, and maybe what is it that you have in the house. Did you install vinyl and regret it, or did you install tile and regret it? We'd love to know. With that, I guess we're gonna be closing off this video. Let's show you guys how it came out. Honestly, they're super happy. We love the dark color. We feel like it gave the house this luxury look and ambiance. I mean, they're all for it. It does require a little bit more maintenance, but they are very happy with the purchase. So let's go take some close-ups and see where we started and where we ended. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for watching our videos. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you do want to see us and more videos. And yeah, I think with that, we're going to close today's video. Thank you all for your support. We'll see you next week with something very exciting.